So in this video, we're going to be running the SKS from Jaeger level 1. One thing to note is you guys will require proper level 2 to purchase the PS rounds, or at least access to the flea market. If you guys have both of those requirements, you could just go ahead and buy the SKS. We're going to go ahead and just edit preset. And you guys are going to just go ahead and add the hexagon suppressor as well as a PSO scope, which could be bought from proper level 1, and just assemble the parts. Go ahead and exit the owner type traders, purchase the parts you guys need, and just go ahead and click assemble, and you guys got yourself a nice affordable sniper. So we're back on customs. We're going to be showcasing the SKS. This weapon is my favorite go-to weapon whenever I'm having one of those bad Tarkov days where I'm constantly dying, getting one shot in every single raid. Mainly due to the fact that I usually always get this weapon back whenever I die. It's very easy to also headshot players with it, and it has a very high one-shot potential to the head. And on top of that, the weapon itself is just very cheap. And because this weapon is so cheap, players tend to not pick it up, and they just overlook the fact that it's an SKS, and they usually just take the suppressor. So as you can see, we have a player right across over there by the train. Alright, so that's one player down right there. He was pretty blind, we were out of stamina, so he caught us in a bad time. But we managed to recover from that. So as I was saying, is the SKS, usually when a Chad kills us, or any high level player, they tend to just leave the SKS behind. Most of the time they don't want to deal with picking up this SKS just because it's so undervalued compared to other guns that they may see off other bodies. So usually what they do take is just the suppressor. They rarely ever take the scope too, just because it's a PSO scope. So I'd say maybe 80% of the time you're going to get the gun back. Maybe not the suppressor. I'd say it's 50-50 whether you get the suppressor back. But honestly, this is like a free kit to run every single time. Obviously, this gun does have its drawbacks, such as fighting up close. As you guys saw right there, it was a bit harder to actually land the headshot on because he was up close. But it wasn't too bad. Honestly, the 4 times I think is a good middle ground. Yeah, so that's what I meant by being caught up close. You can see the headshot is pretty good. It's not too bad. Sniper scab's up there. Just gonna go ahead and try to take him out. And we're going to push over to chemical now. So headshotting with this weapon is pretty easy. If you're pretty good at hitting headshots, this weapon is going to give you no problems at all. Except for when you're up close, like I mentioned. You know, because we all have those days on Tarkov where, you know, everything just feels sluggish. You're constantly dying. And I think it's good to just use some cheap gun just to get those bad raids out of the way. You guys don't keep losing 200k on weapons and those sort of things. I also like to really come under geared in these raids. Just because, you know, if I get hit in the head, I'm going to die either way. So I just don't bring a helmet. I usually tend to bring like a hat. The Chimera hat is what I tend to bring. But besides that first guy, we haven't really heard anyone else around this area. I'm going to check the windows up in USEC to see if we see someone. But the chances of there being someone is probably really low. I don't think there's anyone up in the sniper rocks either. And I guess the only drawback with this weapon is going to be the slow reload and the fact that it only has 10 rounds. But honestly, if you guys are willing to spend more money on mags and stuff, you guys are free to do so. But I think the point of this weapon is just to spend the least amount of money as possible. So we're going to go check dead scav and see if we find anything there. Just going to loot up a little bit more. We already got our 1 kill for this raid. I'm hoping we could probably get another kill. But if we don't, that's okay. We'll just loot up and reset. Have this raid pay for itself. Okay, we're in a bad spot right here. Just in a bad spot overall. Can I hit him here? Hit him there, and this guy right here too. Okay, there should be one more scab around here somewhere. So we're gonna clear this building with this guy's AK that he had. Okay. So far this looks pretty clear. I don't think anyone's actually been in USEC. So we've actually been making too much noise here, so we're gonna just try to loot this as quickly as we can and just get out of here. Okay, so we finished looting this place. And we're gonna go ahead and just get out of here, and we're gonna go back to where we came from. There was a scav around here somewhere. Hopefully it doesn't end up killing us. I've still yet to hear anyone shoot around this area. Hoping I hear something pretty soon, but otherwise I'm assuming this raid is pretty dead. Besides the first guy we killed. We'll push towards fortress side and see if we hear anything else over there. I think the only other shots I've been hearing has been towards dorms. But obviously we're not going to go fight dorms because we have an SKS. We want to keep these mid-range engagements, mid to long range, so that we have more success with this weapon. And before we jump over, let's just go ahead and painkiller again. Let's keep this PK on, just in case we get shot. And we're going to go ahead and just push into skeleton and see if we find any people there. This raid does sound very dead. Doesn't seem like there's anyone here. It looks like all the scavs are still alive as well. Yeah, I messed up. I did not double check the extracts that we had. Thankfully, with the power of editing, you guys don't have to watch me run back and forth a million times. So sadly, we didn't get many engagements in that one, but we did manage to get 9k XP due to all the scavs we killed, as well as the one PMC we killed early on. But besides that, there wasn't really much going on in that raid, so I guess we'll just go ahead and hop into the next one. Here we go with the next raid. Hopefully we have more luck with PvP in this one. I'm hoping that we'll catch a few people off guard when we jump over the car like we usually do. We're gonna just keep taking the same routes every time. Also, if anyone is wondering, my strength is only 31, so all the jumps you see me doing in this video, if you have level 30, maybe even less, you could probably do these jumps if you're underweight. Honestly, being able to do so many of these jumps on this map makes PvP so much better because you're able to catch so many people off guard. They don't think you're going to jump over a car, or they don't think you're going to jump over a wall. It just makes it a lot easier to catch people off guard in this map. So I think it does really suck that they moved the PS rounds from level 1 proper to level 2. So now whenever wipe comes around, I'm stuck using just the Mosin until I hit level 2 proper. But the Mosin isn't too bad either way. Okay, so we hear shots towards the blue van. Oh my god, he threw a nade at us. Okay, so we're back in chemical for the second time. We're gonna go ahead and just check for this person over here that's been shooting. It sounded like he was using a PPSH or a CAD or something along those lines. Let's go ahead and do that jump right there. Now we'll head over towards Dead Scav and see if we hear anything. Maybe we'll hear someone in USEC from here. Oh my god, it's a 3-man. Two dead. It might be a 4-man, honestly. So we're gonna just try to reposition again. Hopefully catch this guy off guard. We got another guy right there. Sorry if I'm not talking during the fights. I'm trying to concentrate and get my thoughts together. But what I'm basically doing is trying to reposition so these guys just don't get a position on me and they just don't know where I am. We gotta keep these guys on their toes. There should be one more guy. I'm not sure if that was the guy that we saw in there. He looked like an entirely different guy. But that was the one that we were hunting originally, because that's the gun that I had heard. So we're going to sit here for a minute and see if we could see some movement. Hopefully this guy tries and loots their bodies. Maybe I could get a quick snipe on them so we could kill them. So it looked like that guy had pushed towards dead scav. I'm pretty sure the guy in USEC we killed right now was an entirely different guy, or maybe it was their fourth. I'm not too sure. But that guy looked like he pushed towards dead scav. So I'm hoping he'll come around this way. And the best part is also that we have this extract right here, so we could just take ZB11 after we kill these guys. And we could just take all the stuff. Alright, and there's the final guy. Okay, so that should have been the 4-man. They should all be dead now. We're gonna painkiller up just in case there's a 5th. Because when there's 4, there's 5. Always remember that rule. However, I am pretty confident that was the last of them. This guy looked like the juiciest one out of all of them. Level 6 though. Honestly, I kind of expected more loot out of these guys, but it looks like they were just a bunch of Timmies. Yeah, these are horrible rounds these guys had. They're just a bunch of Timmies. So we're just gonna leave majority of their things, just because I don't need that stuff. Oh, actually, this guy had decent ammo. BS. Oh, actually, these are PPBS. Okay, yeah, this guy had really good ammo. Never mind. I guess this guy was the chat of the group. So we have this guy to loot, we have this other guy to loot. Okay, and finally we'll just go check the guy USEC and we'll get out of here after. Yeah, so this is the Keter that we heard, that I had mentioned earlier in the video. So we managed to find him. But yeah, whenever you're PvPing with the SKS, you always want to make sure you're repositioning the way that I did, just to keep these guys on their toes and they don't even know which way you're going to come from. But that guy still thought we were over there towards the train side, but we were behind him the whole time. So we managed to get out of there with 4 PMC kills in this raid, and although the loot wasn't anything exciting, we were still able to show how viable the SKS is in a PvP situation, and hopefully with this video it will become your guys' go-to weapon during those bad Tarkov days. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.